Hey everyone, we're going to take a look at the EcoXGear EcoPebble Lite. It's a portable Bluetooth speaker. It's got an internal lithium-ion battery, and the best part about it is it's waterproof. IP67 protection, so that's ingress against dust, completely sealed against dust, and it can be submerged in water up to a meter. So let's take a look at some of the features, how it performs, and then I'm going to dunk this thing in water and it'll still play. Alright, so here's the speaker up close. It's got a nice grill that protects the speaker, and it's got a rubberized coating that is supposed to protect it from bumps and falls. On the bottom here, you've got a 1/4 by 20 inch or 20 threads per inch mount if you want to put it on a tripod, or just make a custom bracket with hardware. And on the back, you've got your cover plate with a micro USB port and an auxiliary in port. This micro USB you use to charge it. It comes with an included 3-foot micro USB cable. This cover is required. It's got a little, you see a little O-ring around here. It's required for it to be waterproof, so don't get it wet without this cover in place. And it just presses on right there. It's got a nice little retention lanyard so you don't lose it. The controls are on the top. You got your power on button here. You just press and hold it to turn it on. And then on the side you've got play, pause, and then accept phone calls. This thing has a speaker and a microphone built in, so you can do speakerphone with it while it's connected to your Bluetooth phone. You've got forward and backward tracks, and then you've got volume control here as well, up and down. So we'll go ahead and, it's got a lanyard loop too. You can take this included lanyard and attach it. I haven't done that, but that's a good option. So go ahead and turn it on. Well, you got to press and hold here. There you go. A little blue light tells you it's on, and it announces.
Ready.
Okay, yeah.
Bluetooth connected.
So the most annoying thing about this is actually every time you turn it on, it does that little spiel, tells you power on, Bluetooth ready, and it's nice for feedback. But I mean, you can do that with LEDs, and it's not as annoying. And then when you turn it off, you just hold this down again.
Power off.
And it tells you it's turning off. Great. So runtime on this is supposedly 7 hours. I've had it for a week, and I charged it once, and I've been playing on and off a couple hours at a time, and I've let it sit for idle for at least a couple hours as well, and I haven't had any battery running down. So it should be pretty close to the end of its battery life right now, and then charging takes about 2.5 hours to get it fully charged. So not too bad for a good reusable speaker. So we'll turn this back on, and I'll try to give you an idea of some of the sound quality.
Power on.
Alright, so here we go. We're going to dunk this thing in water. You can see it's already a little bit wet. You just got to make sure this back cover's in place. And I'll go ahead and turn it on. Start it playing. Alright. Take it, and it actually floats. And you heard the sound cut out there? That's actually because there's water on the speaker. It's not because it can't play. So it'll float along. You can take this rafting. You don't have to worry about losing it because it floats. It's waterproof. A great little speaker. And I can't believe the best part about this is $40. And it's loud enough that I'm actually having to compete against it here. So I'm going to pause it. So it's a 3-watt speaker. So it gets pretty loud. It's not for super long distances away because obviously it's Bluetooth. So you're really like the max on a Bluetooth is 50 feet. I think from a actual performance standpoint, I think it's in practical usually around 30 feet. And this one does a pretty good job of connecting. It does have trouble playing through walls and getting the signal through walls. I've had other speakers that do a little bit better job of doing that. But if you're right next to it or in the same room, that's not going to have any problems. So as long as you keep your phone somewhat nearby and without any walls in between you, it does a good job of playing. One thing you want to keep in mind, IP67, 6 is completely sealed from dust, 7 is, submersion in water up to a meter. However, if you're doing 7 on the IP rating for water, if you go back and look at 5, I think it's 5 and 6, they don't actually count. So 4 is like a splash from any direction, but 5 is water jets, I believe. 5 and 6 both, I think. Water jets and high pressure water jets. And so this isn't rated for a high pressure water jet. So if you take a pressure washer to this thing, or possibly even a hose, with a spray setting, it might not hold up to that. So it's mostly for, outside, if it's in the rain, it's okay. If you're boating, it's okay, but not if you're pressure washing your driveway and you have this thing sitting there. So it's not really a shortcoming. It's just, keep that in mind. It's, not rated for that. But for, just being submerged in water, it's great. So wrapping up, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of this speaker. For the price, $40. Waterproof, dustproof. I can have it out here in the garage while I'm making a bunch of sawdust, and I don't have to worry about it not working anymore. I really like it. And the internal battery that charges, you don't have to switch out batteries all the time. That's great too. And it's got a super long battery life. It'll last all day, 7 hours. And that's at a pretty decent volume too, because I've been running it all week at about mid-range volume. Enough music and volume level to fill up a room with music. So, I'm not like playing it super soft and getting that battery life out of it. I'm, playing it at a decent volume. So overall, this thing's great. The speakerphone function of it, the mic isn't super loud, so you have to stand pretty close to it, but it still does work. And even if your phone is connected to it, it'll actually ring when your call comes in, and you can answer it with the button on the side here. So overall, this is a great little speaker, really for $40, dustproof, waterproof, the solid construction this thing has, 5.5 ounce weight, 3 inch by 3 inch by 1.5 inch form factor. You can't beat this thing. I really like it, and I think it's going to be a staple out in my garage, or if I go on, a trip or out on the lake, out at a pool. Great option. So hopefully this review was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below, and once again, don't forget to subscribe.